Hello and welcome on the Watches TV, welcome at our Geneva Club space, and I must say that we have something pretty sweet to share with you today with the Angelus U30, an automatic tourbillon split-second flyback integrated chronograph and some other little goodies. So yes, quite a program just standing in front of me here. And this timepiece is limited to 5 pieces only. This movement had first been introduced a few years back and then almost forgotten before this very limited re-edition and adaptation. And there's a lot of mechanical juice inside it, both visually and technically speaking. I personally really like the Angelus brand. Okay, I know it's pretty niche today, but it's a brand which for me carries a lot of positive vibes. In French, we say it has a huge capitale sympathie, as well as a rich history. So for instance, and some of you have asked what I was wearing on some of our videos, but here we have an extra flat example dating from the late 40s, which I bought not too long ago, and I simply love it, especially its rather sexy movement inside, and I like these straight and sharp looking lugs. Okay, the dial has age marks, but still very nice. But let's get back to today's time, and I would place Angelus in the technical watches playing field, watches that have a strong modern and technical feel to them, with the good news that they are rather decently priced for what they are. But let's now talk about the U30. So first of all, let's go over the obvious and most visible aspect of this timepiece. It's 47mm large, so quite big for sure, and 15mm thick, but it doesn't feel chunky. Naturally, for my small wrists, it's a bit big, but still acceptable, and very importantly, it feels comfortable. The case is made out of titanium, so light, and black PVD has been applied to it with a mix of shiny and matte surfaces. But though I'm not a big fan of black PVD, I think it contrasts nicely with the dark grayish surface of the bridges and the silvery surfaces of some gear trains, hands and contours of the Chronos Minute sub-dial, as well as these technical screws holding some of the bridges on the base plate. It has been skeletonized to the max, which contributes to this sense of depth when you look at it, transparency going all the way between 9 and 11 o'clock, where you will see the tourbillon, a tourbillon beating at 4 Hz, so quite high frequency, and rotating on itself in 60 seconds. Just below this, you will find a power reserve indicator with this nice little touch of green and red. And this watch holds 45 hours of power reserve, fueled by the sharp and good-looking rotor. But you can, of course, give it a little extra help with the crown. So like I said, this is an integrated chronograph. The chrono is not an added module, but it's fully part of the movement's overall architecture, a movement made out of 350 components, including a double column wheel. But it's much sweeter than this, as it is a split-second chrono. So to activate it, very simple, you press the pusher at 2 o'clock, totally normal, and by pressing the pusher at 4, well, it resets your timing operation back to 0, the flyback function. So let's do this again, but I will now activate the split-second function, and this is really cool because to do so, you simply press the crown, and yes, you have a very discreet pusher in the middle of the crown, very ingenious, very practical, and the lower second hands remains in position while the upper one and main one with its red tip continues its way. So press again the crown, and this hand will rejoin the ongoing one. And I really like split seconds chronograph for the intricacy they represent, and I know it's not something you're going to use every day, but nonetheless, technically speaking, it's a super cool complication. And going back to the normal operation, well, to stop and reset, well, like with any chrono, press this pusher here, press the bottom one, and everything has been reset. So only 5 watches produced, very limited indeed, very well executed, and I believe Angelus is giving this watch another go with this version before maybe adapting it in the future, because the base is there with a lot of R&D behind it, and it's definitely not often that you will see the combination of such complications and technical developments. And as I mentioned, they generally price their watches quite aggressively. Okay, I know it's still a lot of money, but considering what you have here, I think that 70,000 Swiss francs approximately is not that bad at all for this U30. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and sharing. The very best to you, and Viva Watchmaking!